Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear RAR. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so excited to be back with you for an album review. As you know, we've not done as many of our album reviews this year as we've done in the past. That does not make them less important, and especially when we come across an album like this, we are absolutely going to review it for you, our wonderful audience. So today, ladies and gentlemen, the artist that we are featuring is Michael Kiwanuka. He is Ugandan by the way of London, by the way of Southampton, England now. But what a fantastic artist who has been around now for a little while. This is his fourth studio album and first in 5 years. And it's the follow-up to his self-titled album that not only won him a Grammy nomination, it also won him the Mercury Prize in the UK. Now, a trifecta of albums, including this one, produced by Danger Mouse and London producer Inflow, and the trio behind this collection of tracks. Now, Danger Mouse has been part of Gnarls Barkley and Broken Bells with James Mercer of the Shins. And he's produced albums by Adele, the Black Keys, and the Gorillaz, to name a few. Michael has been signed to Polydor Records since 2011. And ladies and gentlemen, this album is laid-back, groovy soul music that comprises 11 songs and around 40 minutes in length, sung by a man, like I said, who's been around for a little while. His bandmates on this record are Pino Palladino on bass and Jimmy Jam on keys and synths. I first listened to his song Cold Little Heart, like most of you, when it was played as the intro music for the fantastic HBO series Big Little Lies. And over the last 20 years of making music with the fellas, it's allowed Michael to overcome his feelings of imposter syndrome and learning there is strength in his own voice. Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive in to Small Changes, the name of Michael Kiwanuka's fourth studio album. And we kick off the album with a track called Floating Parade. Immediately, we are immersed in a vibey, chill musical scene with background singers until that ridiculous bass line kicks in and becomes the heartbeat of the entire song. Michael's register and how the song is mixed is perfection and sets the tone for the rest of the record. I like how the strings are added mid-song and the bridge gives us a little taste of Cold Little Heart as the piano joins in the fun to end the song. Our next track, ladies and gentlemen, Small Changes, the title of the album. Synths, drum, and Michael's smoky voice continue the vibe created in the opening track during the verses. I love how the background singers join on the chorus, and we get a pretty sick but subdued guitar solo. Strings join toward the end, and the singers join in the verse as well. And you hear a lot, and it sounds so good and appropriate. Miles to the End. The next song on the album, One and Only. A meandering guitar solo that opens this musical intro of over 50 seconds before the song floats along as Michael sings so lovely. The production is well done and gives you the feels, as headphones are recommended to get the full and best listening experience as he sings these lyrics. I hope you realize memories are the compromise. We need to feel alive. Though our dreams may die, no living in disguise. All we need is time. The next song on the album, ladies and gentlemen, Rebel Soul. The piano is mesmerizing in a Snow Patrol kind of way. As his voice tries to match the vibe the piano creates, as it becomes the heartbeat like the bass was in the opening track of this Burner. The musical tension is released when once again the background singers provide the ecstasy and the strings drop in so eloquently as the song suddenly stops. The next song, ladies and gentlemen, Lowdown, and that is part one, as we'll hear part two next. But Lowdown part one, every time I listen to this song, and I hope you, the audience, hear this as well, and it's not just me that's crazy. I just hear Lou Reed and Velvet Underground, and I love it. It's vibey, it has good feelings, and it's such a beautiful song to hear on headphones. Great effect-laden guitar solo, too, to add to the layers of sound through vocals and music. And lyrics like this: Early morning I rise, to the locals watching me, make my way through the night to the so-called Jubilee. And then we move on, like I said, to part two, Lowdown. Instrumental only, with Pink Floyd vibes, and the transition between songs is so flawless it'll take your breath away. The production and the guitar match in your listening pleasure, as for 2 minutes and 39 seconds, you have an opportunity to soak it in as Michael and the band take you to space. The next track on the album, Follow Your Dreams. What a appropriate song title and absolutely a great message. I like the atmospheric wall of sound that opens the song with cool effects before Michael and the background singers truly inspire us. The acoustic guitar lays the foundation throughout, as the strings accentuate the musical dynamics. The next song we have, ladies and gentlemen, Live for Your Love. The song itself opens with these lyrics: Don't pretend I won't let you down. Silence tends to hang the noose now. All my days are running out. Numbness fades to heavy doubt. As the song builds musical tension and the strings drop in, we get another wall of sound by the midpoint of a song that is the shortest on the album. Our next track, ladies and gentlemen, Stay by My Side. I love the echoey, spinning, kind of weird lick that is created by the guitar and synths, and you end up floating along as the psychedelic and atmospherics take over on this flight of a song. The production again is fantastic, as the voices and music are both appreciated sonically. The next album, or the next song on the album, and we've got two left, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, 11 songs, a little over 40 minutes. This next track is called The Rest of Me. And I gotta say, a beautiful acoustic guitar opens this song for the first 45 seconds. And then the bass kicks in and the full sound envelops until about the minute and 10-second mark when we hear Michael finally sing. The bass is the highlight like Floating Parade earlier, and a warmth is felt as you listen. The song has an 80s feel to it, and I enjoy how the song ends. My favorite lyric simply, hide me from the noise, but I can't stand the sound of silence. That's a great lyric. Ladies and gentlemen, our final track, 4 Long Years, which some of us out there might be thinking politically. Righteous Brothers vibes on this slow burner as Michael gets to showcase his voice once again as the strings create the tension. We get another guitar solo that is steeped in dreaminess, but for a short time as the song floats along. Another guitar solo with the strings takes us to the finish with a musical ending that is really a worthy send-off to a great album. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Small Changes by Michael Kiwanuka. Like I said, his 4th studio album, his last 3 albums with Danger Mouse and London producer Inflow. And these guys, like I think you can definitely tell there is a comfortability on this album that you hear musically as well as vocally and in the lyrics itself. So well done, fellas. My favorite tracks, and boy, this was, like I say, at every album review that we do, one of my worst, parts and process of putting together these album reviews for you is trying to figure out the favorite tracks. There were 11, like I said. I chose one and only Rebel Soul and Low Down Part 1 with Stay by My Side as a close 3B. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you get to listen to it. On my socials, I posted the album, the link to the album to listen to it yourself. It's 40 minutes of your time, but I think you will not regret that time spent listening. I would say you don't have to listen to the entire album on headphones, but the tracks that I did mention about listening to headphones, I definitely think that will give you a better experience with the song. Not necessarily maybe the first time you listen to it, but when you really get into this album. So there you have it. Well done, Michael Kiwanuka. It's toward the end of the year. It's Thanksgiving. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you get to spend the next basically 4 weeks with your friends, your family, and remember, why we celebrate this time. It's always to remember the good times and to really appreciate the present and to be in the moment. So if you do that, also listen to some great music while you do it. Check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear Rar. And also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us. That helps the bands that we feature. We've got some great interviews coming up for the end of the year. We're going to start our Road to South by series. So just because it's the end of the year does not mean that the fun and entertainment stops. So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dog. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.